Hello everyone, in this video we are going to continue our conversation about the quadratic formula. In previous video we reviewed the square root symbol. We also practiced how do we use the quadratic formula, which is this long fraction here. Solve the first example here. So in this video we are going to continue our conversation. We are going to do two more practices to see how do we solve the problem. Again, let's write down the formula so it can always remind us how do we use this one, and you can always use this one to try to see if you can memorize it. Okay, so as we mentioned before, it's always a good to start to write down the standard form of quadratic equations so you can compare what is your A, what is your B, what is your C. So in this case, A is 2, B is -1, C is -6. And again, since there is a 0 here, nothing changes we need to do. Now, we just plug in the formula. So it's always start with the bottom, 2a, so 2 times 2. Then remember this one, we call this as opposite b. So whatever the b here, we are going to put the inverse number with it. Since b is -1, so it's going to be 1 here. Plus or minus b squared, which is -1 squared, minus 4 times 2 times -6. Okay, let's cover everything inside of it. Let's continue. So 2 times 2 is 4, 1 plus or minus. -1 squared is -1 times 1, do not forget, is 1. Then minus 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times -6 is -48. So let's simplify. Plus or minus 49 over 4. Again, minus minus become plus. Okay, so now we have two solutions here. X1 is 1 plus square root of 49 divided by 4, which is 1 plus 7 divided by 4. What's the answer? Is 2, because 1 plus 7, 8. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Second, 1 minus. Do not forget, plus or minus basically means one is plus, the other one is minus. Over 4, so it is 1 minus 7 over 4, then it's -6 over 4. You can simplify this as -3 over 2. If some students prefer to change it to fraction or change it to decimals, you can do that, or improper fraction, which is also fine, but they're all equivalent. So the final answer we have here is a little bit different because we have actually two numbers without involving square root symbol. Okay, let's see last example to practice quadratic formula. So again, it's always a good idea to practice this, write down the formula. You can also use this chance to write this formula in your notebook so you can use this chance to memorize it. Okay, so as we mentioned before, it's always a good idea to write down, to check, do we have 0? Apparently we do not have it. So do not jump to say, oh, A, B, C, you just write it. So then probably you are going to get a wrong answer because we are not getting 0 yet. So the very first thing, I need to get 0. 6x is a combined like term, is a like term for x, so I'm going to put the one in the middle. Then this one is 0, -2, so -4x, 3x squared. Then, as we all know, ax squared, bx, and c, so we know these three gave us a number. A is 3, B is not 2, is actually -4, and C is -2. So now, let's plug in the formula. Formula says 2a, so 2 times 3. And again, this is opposite b, so whatever the b here is going to put the inverse number, which is 4, plus or minus, what's b squared, which is -4 squared minus 4, times 3 times c, which is -2. Now, let's do the mental math. So 4 plus or minus -4 squared, which is 16, minus 4 times 3, 12, 12 times -2, which is -24. If you want to, you can also use a calculator to double check it. 2 times 3 is 6. Now we just simplify this as 6, 4 plus or minus 40, right? Because 16 minus minus becomes plus, so it's 40. Now, do not forget, we can simplify the 40 by doing 40 I can break down as 4 times 10, so it's going to be radical 4 times square root of 10, which is 2 square root 10 because square root 4 is 2. So I'm going to use this one to replace here. So it's going to be 4 plus minus 2 square root 10 over 6. So the two solution we have here is, first one is 4 plus 2 square root 10 over 6. They are all even numbers here. I'm going to divide by 2 for this. You can write down this as 4 over 6 plus 2 square root 10 over 6, which simplifies as 2 over 3 plus square root 10 over 3, because it's divided by, let me put in a different color so you know, divided by 2, divided by 2, and this one divided by 2, divided by 2. So this is how we simplify. And another solution some students already noticed is actually just minus, but I'm still going to write it down so you can use this chance to review this process again. So it's 4 over 6 minus 2 radical 10 over 6. So our answer will be 2 over 3 minus radical 10, square root 10 over 3. And this is our solution, x1 and x2. Simplify the answer as this way. Okay, so these two examples is just quick practice to see all different kind of scenario using quadratic formula. I hope this video is helpful. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon, everyone.